Everyone. A good Sunday evening. I hope you all have a great day. So today in our life today, we have a very special guest. She is somebody who I look up to because I feel she's a multifaceted individual doing a lot of things. She is a social entrepreneur. She is a motivational speaker, a counselor, a founder-director of DRZYA, a firm that brings differently abled and unique performers, talks, and workshops from across the world on one platform. Also, she's a founder-trustee of Drzyashakti Trust, a NGO for the differently abled individuals. She is Geeta Poduval. So, Geeta, welcome. Thank you for agreeing to do this interview with me, and
Most welcome.
happy wish you to you.
Happy wish you to you too, and thank you so much for inviting me on a special day like this.
Yeah. So this is a Vishukani for me.
Yeah. So
My
in fact,
Vishukani for
it was
myself.
always nice. No. It is. The feeling is mutual. For me also, it is like a Vishukani for be coming on to your live session and talking to you and talking to your audience. It is a Vishukani for me also. So it's the feeling is mutual.
Okay. Thank you so much. Okay. So we will start. So, Geeta, I do know that you for almost for 20 years, I think, because when I was introduced to you, you were still working as I think a special audit officer, if I'm not correct, in
Senior
the
audit
audit,
officer.
yeah, senior audit officer. So, and then after some time, Pradeep told me that you have started something, you've left taken a voluntary retirement and pursuing your passion. And I was really happy to hear that because pursuing passion is not something that all of us would, so willingly do. So, what I want to ask you is, how has been your journey? So, can you just share your journey with us?
Sure, Mini. Yeah, I call myself my journey as a totally nutcase crazy journey because I mean, who would have ever believed that a person who started out her career as a clerk typist? I used to sit on a typewriting machine and I used to type, and that my journey started as a clerk and a lower division clerk in a central government office, Indian Audit and Accounts Department. I passed my officer's exam, and then I became a section officer, got promoted as assistant audit officer, then audit officer, and finally as senior audit officer. During this journey, it was a very fruitful journey. Yeah, I did not want to join the government service in the first place. It was my mother. It was completely my mother. She literally dragged me into it. She literally made woke me up and forced me to go and write the exam, and that is how I went and appeared for the staff selection commission exam. I would have not done it myself, yeah, but thanks to her, I could get an experience of government service. So I started out unwillingly as a government employee, and went on to become. So I once I was forced into that. You know what, Mini? What is interesting is that I decided that अगर इसमें जाना ही है, अगर गवर्नमेंट में रहना ही है, तो I'm going to do my best. Because I can't do things in a mediocre way. So I wanted to give whatever I do, I want to do the best of my capability. So I decided that government mein hu, so I will give my best. So I became an officer. I also did United Nations audit. I did a UN audit of World Food Program in Western Africa. And I also did a lot of critical and crucial audits in the country, like the Project Tiger audit at the time when tigers were disappearing. I was one of the key core members of the whole audit team in India. So, like that, I did a lot of audits. And what was very interesting is that when I joined the department, I had decided I'm not going to work more than 20 years. So I was very clear about it, though none of the people who came in contact with me believed it, because they say, "Arey, ye to bahut ambitious hai. She's very ambitious. She will never leave government service." Yes, I am ambitious, but I'm not ambitious only for that for that line, not just the government. So after 20 years, like I had decided right in the beginning, I dared to take the voluntary retirement when I was at the peak. Why I'm saying at the peak? Because I was one of those few senior audit officers who had the potential to become a deputy director and then a director in my department, which is a very, very senior post in the government of
Yeah.
India in audit and accounts. But I chose to leave all that. I took voluntary retirement with no plans, with absolutely no plans. I didn't know what I was going to do. I sat at home for 1 month after retirement. I enjoyed retired life. I used to wake up in the morning thinking, "Harsh, tomorrow I don't have to go to office. Today I don't have to go to office." I thoroughly enjoyed my retired life for 1 month, and after 1 month, I got my first film offer, Malayalam film offer, and it came out of the blue. And I went and acted in that film. And while I was acting in that film, I got the second film. I acted in that too. It was in Oman. The shooting happened in Oman for 1 month. And then I also got selected to act in a television serial in Malayalam, Kairali TV. In the serial name was Crime Branch, and I was acting as an assistant commissioner of police, which I absolutely loved because I always wanted to become a police officer. I couldn't in real life, but I finally wore the uniform on the screen. So I acted in films. After leaving government department, I got into films, I got into television, and then I started hosting events also. So I have hosted over 500 events in India and outside India, and I was very lucky to be hosting events like the first Gateway Literary Festival, and then I also hosted musical events of Arijit Singh, Palak Muchal, then Yeshudas, Chitra,
Yeah.
and Manju Warrior, etc. So I did a lot of shows as an anchor, and though after that I accidentally got in touch with a differently abled group, and then I started. That led me to start my proprietary firm DRZYA, and after that I started an NGO called Drzyashakti Trust. So it all started with the government service, then entertainment industry. Yeah, in between I also got invited to speak on the TEDx platform because of the crazy journey that I had and all those failures I have gone through in life, because which made me what I am today. So yeah, a speaker. I won't say motivational speaker because I just share my story. I just share my journey. It inspires people, so that is an added bonus. But yeah, I get to tell my story. So this has been the
Yeah.
crazy journey that has been mine.
Yeah, it's really been crazy, and I think one thing while I was listening to you, I think there is nothing that goes as per plan. I think the only plan that you had was leaving your job when after 20
Yes,
years of service. After that, it
yes.
was just, and I think that is really inspirational, especially for people who feel that they can't follow their dreams, or there is a certain period after which you can't follow your dreams, and you have proved it wrong. And yeah, it's amazing. It was amazing listening to you. So what has been so now in the overall journey that you have been so far, what has been your challenge, and what are the challenges that you have overcome, be it in your office job, or as a actress, or as a anchor? And I do, because when we met, I
I
met
was
you through
anxious.
Pradeep, and yeah, and you were anchoring at that time, and I do know that you were doing a lot of anchoring work
Yes.
then. So what are the challenges that you come across in all of these careers, and what is it that you did to overcome them?
Mini, I think one show may not be enough to talk about all the crazy, especially because of the various sectors I was in. Okay, each
Yeah.
and every sector had its own set of challenges. So maybe a single live session may not be enough to talk about all the challenges, but I'll just give you a quick brief. When I
Yeah.
was in the government department, yes. The most critical challenge that I faced was when I used to go to organizations to audit. Okay, I used to head the audit party. I used to go to the organizations to audit, and the auditee organizations used to not take me seriously, thinking, "Arey, she's a female, एक औरत आई है." So they used to
Mhm.
not take me seriously as an officer. Okay, as an audit officer, and they used to think, "I hai, she will do some time pass and then she will go away." And then when I start, this is one of the biggest challenge I faced in the government department. Okay, that
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
used to not be taken seriously as a female officer, and how I overcame. My work spoke for itself, because I used to be called a Hitler because I was a hardcore taskmaster, and I believe that if you're working for any department for that matter, you have to give your 100%. You cannot be do anything half-heartedly, So
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
used to be a hardcore taskmaster. When I used to go for audit, I used to literally squeeze them. Okay, there used to be a lot of audit objections and all those things. And when they saw my work, they realized that, oh, there is nothing called gender over here. And I earned my respect in the government department. Okay, I earned my respect. Then secondly, tell you about the entertainment industry. Say for example, acting in films. Now films is an area which is otherwise also a very maligned area as far as women are concerned,
Yeah.
with the casting couch and blah 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 blah. Luckily I did not have to face the casting couch. Of course there were feelers, but then
Yeah.
again, so this was a challenge I faced in the entertainment industry as far as the acting is concerned, where again now I in the government department I was not taken seriously because I was considered as a female officer who has come for time pass. In entertainment industry, the same gender thing, oh, she's a female so we can do anything, like we
Yeah.
can
Yeah.
make a pass at her, we can all kinds of nonsense. Now again here I had to stand up for myself, and and I had to protect myself. So uh, how I overcame it? By making it very clear that I'm a no nonsense person. Okay, number one. And second thing is that I believe that if you do not fall weak, people will quickly realize that you are a no nonsense person.
Yeah.
And once they realize
Yeah.
you're a no nonsense person, no, then they won't mess with you. They know that they will be taken to task. So
Yeah.
when I started behaving aggressively with those who did not listen to the hints that I was giving, that better buck off, they used to face the music. And that is how I used to stand up. That's how I overcame that challenge. So that was as far as the entertainment industry is concerned, the acting field. Anchoring field, I'm very sorry to say, again there is a female challenge that I faced over here. Now as a female anchor, okay, what happens used to I will tell you exactly the sentence that someone had said. I won't name the person, but there's a male had said this, that if you want to hire Geeta as an anchor, you will get Geeta as an anchor. Excellent job, but you will get only Geeta as an anchor, nothing else. Okay, you get
Yeah.
get
That's
my point.
it's yeah,
Okay,
yeah. It's so sad
so
to hear that, but yeah.
yeah,
I mean, the
you know
way the
why
person is
why
saying,
why because whenever I used to anchor shows, I used to go anchor show, come back to my house. I used to not stay back for the parties. I used to not stay back for it, because for me again, I used to respect the work that I was doing, and I demand respect. I command and I demand respect. I stand up for myself. So
yeah,
there what happened is that I used to go, finish my work, not fall into any kind of trap, take care of myself, protect myself, stand up for myself. See, the three things I'm keeping on repeating, be it
yeah.
government sector, entertainment industry. I used
Any
to take care of
sectors.
myself, I used to protect myself, I used to stand up for myself. So that way, entertainment industry, hosting industry, again, this is how I overcame. Now coming to the Drzyashakti, as a founder director, as a founder managing trustee of my NGO. Again here what happens is that when I when I formed these organizations, and when I asked for CSR funds, or say for example donations,
Mm.
again the sad part is that people who give donations, or there are some, not all, I'm talking about very very few, who have been behaving this way, that they are ready to give you donation. Okay, they are ready to support you, but they want something else in return. Okay, now this is such a sad world we are living in, Mini, as a female, that no sector is safe for you. No sector is safe for you actually. So even
Yeah, I
where
agree.
I am in the position of a founder director of an organization, am I am running two organizations for that matter. And then there are people out there who say that, okay, we are fine to give you a donation, you come with us here, you come with us there, etc etc. And then I said no thank you. So what solution, how I overcame? Mine is a self-sustaining NGO. Okay, I earn my own money to run the NGO. Okay, so now I don't have to extend my hand. Yeah, there are good people who are donating now, who are coming forward. Very good people who I don't even have to tell them. They realize, Geeta, you're doing such a wonderful work. We would like to stand by you. We would like to support you, and they donate. And no nonsense people. They are all good people. So if you are a nice person, you will attract nice people. If you are a nice people, you will attract wrong people, but you have to see to it that you don't fall into a trap. Yeah, so this is how, these are the various challenges I have faced in every single sector of where I was a part of, and this is how I overcame them. I hope that explains
Yes.
what you asked.
Yes, I think the three things that you said, Geeta, that is the gist of everything. And in every industry, I think if you can take care of yourself, you can protect yourself and stand up for yourself. I think
Yes.
it doesn't matter what, which industry you're working in. Thank you for really, I mean, it's especially, I hope this message really helps the kids that are coming up now and who feel that particular industry is unfair to them because they are females. So now, while we were talking about standing up for yourself, I remembered an incident. I don't know how long back this was. I think there was some one auto rickshaw guy charged you some higher
Yes.
amount, and then you had taken him to task there. And I just remember that.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
you want to
yes, yes.
share
Oh my
more
gosh.
about it?
Actually it was, I had to go to the hospital, and at that time I was known as an actress because I had already acted in films. And so I was, my the tag, see, the title behind my name has always been changing. So first it was Geeta Poduval, government officer, then it became Geeta Poduval, actress, then it became Geeta Poduval, anchor. So it kept changing. So this was the time when I was Geeta Poduval, actress. Okay, so I had a doctor's appointment in a hospital, and I asked her, I just made an auto rickshaw driver stop, and then I told him that I have to go to X place. So he said that itna paisa, so X amount, I don't remember what was it. He said an X amount. I said that no, that is not right, you have to switch on your meter. That is the law, that is the rule, you have to switch on your meter. So he said no, 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 yeah, ऐसा नहीं है, meter नहीं, I will charge you X amount, you have to come. I said no, it is not about that amount, it is about the legality and the rightness of the action. You switch on the meter. If you are saying 100 rupees and your meter finally reads 150 rupees, I will pay you 150 rupees, but I will be satisfied that it was according to the meter. So you switch on the meter. He then started talking nonsense. So he started becoming a little bit abusive and talking nonsense and all those things, and that is the time I had already got into the auto rickshaw. So he said that utar jao aap. So he asked me to get down. I said that no, I'm not going to get down. He forced me, get down. I said no, I'm not going to get down. So then I immediately messaged a friend of mine who was a part of the press club. So he came to, and no, sorry, I did not message. He called me at that time instantly for something else, and I told, here I'm stuck in this auto, and this guy is talking like this. I said, Geeta, no, no, this is a serious matter, and good you're standing up for it. I'm immediately going to put this in all the press, in my press WhatsApp. So he put it in the press WhatsApp, and then what happened is that the traffic police people came to know about this incidents through the Twitter and all those things. And they immediately, what they did is that they immediately messaged me saying that we are going to please send us the number of the auto rickshaw wala. And I sent the number, and it seems that he was taken to task after that. So it was then the next day I'm seeing headlines, and then there was this television channel who came to my society to talk about it. And then I'm seeing a news article that actress takes an auto rickshaw driver to task. So it was very funny for me, but I was only I was not doing anything
Yeah,
extraordinary. I was just standing up for what was right. That's it.
right, absolutely. So that just goes to show your character, your Geeta. I mean, you as a person, that is just reflective of you as a person. Okay, so the next question that I would like to ask you is, what are some common misconceptions people have about your line of work, and especially the work that you're doing with Drzyashakti? I'm sure you must have faced a lot of, like you said, you faced a lot of challenges. There must be a lot of misconceptions as well that people have. So, because you are working with differently abled, and uh, not a lot of us or a lot of people are open or look at differently abled in the same way like you do. So what are the misconceptions that you have faced?
um, it's a very painful thing to talk about this, but then nevertheless, for the benefit of the people who are listening to this, I would definitely want to share this. What made me start this organization in the first place was the harassment that a group of differently abled were going through. Okay, I was hosting an event and there was this differently able group over there, and there was some things which was not pleasant that was happening with them, and I fought for them, and I stood by them to get their dignity back and to get their self respect back and to see to it that they are functioning properly and they are successful. So I stood by them. Okay, now so that is what led me to start this organization. First painful thing and first misconception that people think that only a parent of a differently abled person would be motivated to start an organization like this. This is wrong. This is I
Yeah.
people have asked me so many times that why, what is your interest behind this. See, people today have become so commercialized, and it's become so, everything is about money, nowadays. People think that if I have started this organization, definitely there must be some interest behind me starting that. So this is something which I had to face a lot of time in the past, and sometimes now, but then now it is less because my work speaks for itself. So people used to ask this, that what is your interest. Okay,
Mm.
actually this is one misconception that people had, that only a parent of a differently able can start an organization for the differently able. Second misconception is exactly within the line of the work that I'm doing. Okay, what does Drishya do? Basically, what our organization does is that we showcase the amazing uh, talents of dance, music, and also those who are achievers, differently abled achievers, in the sense that
Mm.
those who are have achieved something in life, differently abled who have achieved something in life, gone beyond barriers to become successful nationally or internationally. So these kind of achievers, we do a lot of transformational sessions for the students in the corporates through our signature. We have evolved a signature magic eye transformation session. So we do that. Okay, now what happens is that uh, every time I go up on the stage and when I speak about my amazing differently abled artists, or forget about the stage also, every time I go and meet someone with a proposal, that here is a proposal for doing an event for your company or for your association or for your organization, the first thing that people say is that, oh, differently abled event, differently abled dance and so, are what can they do? They are handicapped, they can't even walk properly, what are they going to entertain? Oh, it must be just
Mm.
sympathetic, we'll just clap for sympathy. I get angry when I listen to this kind of words. The thing is that
Yeah.
I think sadly it is still there in India, but outside it there is a lot more acceptance towards this. Here still, when we see a person walking on a crutch, we look at the person like an alien. Still we say, "Arey, oh, bichara." That is the first thing that comes into our mind. Sympathy. Now,
Yeah.
this is the biggest misconception as far as our work is concerned, that differently abled are viewed with sympathy, not capable to entertain, not capable to inspire, and that is exactly what Drishya is fighting for. I have had a leading businessman in Gujarat, when I had approached him with a proposal, Mini, it is an unforgettable moment in my life when I had kept my file in front of him, and he went through the file, and then he called me again in the evening, and there was his one of his family member also along with him, scrutinizing the proposal. And you know what they did? They picked up the file and threw it on my face. They threw it on my
Okay.
face, saying, "ये लूला लंगड़ा का क्या proposal लेकर आए हो?" This is so
Mhm.
heartbreaking. I was stumped. You know that
Yeah.
we call ourselves inferior. Mini, you, I, we all have challenges. We all are disabled.
Yes.
We have some
Definitely.
kind of disability in us. We are not able 100%. Then who? And later on I came to know the person who did this action, God has his own way of justice, something unretractable happened with that person. I don't want to go into the details, but this is what justice happens here. So
Dharma.
people insult me, people have insulted me very badly. So this is a misconception that differently able kuch nahi kar sakte hain, they can't do anything. So this is the biggest misconception. Third misconception is NGO. The NGO that I'm running, people think that, oh, it's an NGO, so yeah, it must be a money making machine. I know how much every month to month I struggle to keep my staff salary going. I'm a person stickler in that. My staff does not staff salary is not delayed beyond the last day of the month. It has never gone to even first or second. It's always the last day of the month. I am very, very particular because I know the value of that. I have gone through a lot of challenges in my life. So I know what it means, that money, So
Yeah.
keeping the salaries going, meeting the expectations of the parents of the differently abled who come to you with lot of hope that she will help us in getting our children settled or corrected or mentored or guided. There's so much of meeting those expectations. Sometimes I get calls at late night by some parents saying my child is not sleeping, Geeta ma'am, please help. So even if I may not be well, I may be down with fever, I may have some challenges, I cannot say no. So I do a video call. I put the child to sleep through a video call, So I have to be available all the time. All the time. And Mini, when I say all the time, it is a 24 hours thing. Anytime a call comes, I cannot ignore a call just because I am in a in a different position. But I have to be available. So the misconception is that an NGO job is very easy. No, it's not easy. If you have formed it for the right reasons, then it is a 24-hour task. So these are the kind of misconceptions that persist in the society.
Yeah. The last part. Thank you for clearing that, Geeta, because I think this is a misconception a lot of us, including me, in some stages, do have that. Okay, I mean, running an NGO is now I realize it's not that easy a task. So,
I want
Geeta,
to show you
so
one more thing. I want to show you one more thing, Mini.
yeah,
See, there is good part of it also, that well, my heart, I am rewarded. I don't take a single paise from my NGO. So I have no, I'm a salary less person. I'm working just for the cause, And
yeah,
my reward is when a differently able child picks up a piece of chapati and sabji, comes and feeds me, and for no reason, all of a sudden, or they come and hug me, they come and kiss me, and they just come and they just pick up phone from their house, call me. But there is other side also. So I just recently got injured. So this is an injury that happened
mm,
because
yeah,
one of our differently abled child got out of control because of the loud noises happening outside, and she bit me. So this also happens. So it is
yeah,
not that it is a cakewalk. Okay, for me
yes,
that girl is like my daughter. So normally what people would do, Are, how can she do that? I said no, that girl does not know what she is doing, and it is my
doing,
job to see to it that I correct her. So there are pains, there are struggles, there are good things, there are struggling things happening. Everything is there. It's not a cakewalk. NGO work
it,
is not, it's not for the faint hearted.
yeah, that I understand. I realize now. And another thing that you said is that stuck a chord with me is yes, we are all disabled. So my mom used to say that God gives abilities to everybody in different form. Maybe if the person is not able to walk, but they have some other skills or some other senses which is working super is amazing. So yeah, and that's something that a lot of us don't realize. So my next question that I wanted to ask you is in respect to that, just digressing from the list that I had sent you. Uh, so as you know, I was working with a corporate. I was working for almost 21 years, and I could see that there was this, where inclusivity, it was a part of the culture there. So firstly, I don't know why that should have been there. It should have been there from the start, because you recruit a person based on their ability to do things, not based on the ability to not do a thing. But yeah, nevertheless, there was an inclusivity that was happening, and we also had a lot of differently able people who were being recruited. And I could see that happening in a lot of organizations around the world. So when I was talking to you, you said that one of the major problems that people, who are differently able face is employment. So, in spite of organizations now opening up and consciously deciding to recruit differently able people, do you think that problems still persist at the same level as it was earlier?
Of course. You know why it persists? Because of see, now it may not be it may be a little bit less now because of all the government regulations that is in place about compulsorily appointing. But I'll still
Right.
tell you what, uh, nothing will change unless mindsets change. Nothing is going to change, because you know what actually right now we are doing in our country. We are imposing rules and laws, asking people to compulsorily do something without first sensitizing them on why they should do it. you know
They should do.
See,
Yeah.
if it is like example, as a child we are all asked to eat healthy food, we are asked to stay away from pizza, burger, etc., etc. Now if
Yeah.
you tell a child you cannot eat pizza, the child will go into retaliatory mode. No, I will eat pizza. Instead, if the child is told that why you know what, this is fatty food, this will happen, it's detrimental to your health, then what, the child will understand and then not eat food. Okay, similarly, what is happening is that it is we are imposing inclusivity. We're talking, screaming about diversity and inclusion everywhere without actually sensitizing the people who are supposed to implement this as to why they need to implement it. Okay, that in fact I believe there should be first workshops, trainings to the implementers as to why do they think it should, and that can happen through so many interventions.
Yeah.
Instead, what, law, it's a rule, you have to employ a differently able person in xyz job. Now what happens, as a rule it is there, you will employ, but after the person is employed, the person will be treated differently. They will not understand how to handle this person. They will not know what is the right thing to say to him, what is the wrong thing to that should not that what should not be said to her, or say what are the facilities that is necessary for that person to feel comfortable. What, you don't know anything, but what happens is that
Absolutely.
you played a role. And again, some people are extra smart. They will implement the rule for the sake of the rule, to put a tick that okay, we complied with inclusivity. And after some time, they do not know how to manage that differently able, and they say, oh, so sorry, or you don't fit in the organization, okay, tata, bye bye. Okay, so no matter how much you scream about diversity, inclusion, I feel still in India we have a tremendous gap on the essence of it, sensitization as to why we are doing all these things. Why is inclusion important, why is diversity to be embraced? Until that why is not ingrained inside our hearts and heads, no rules are going to work.
I agree to this totally because I have experienced this firsthand. So, you know, we had we had people who were recruited, but then what I realized is that okay, you're recruiting people, but also understand what is the skill that they have, and then accordingly place them there. Just because you have to, get people, don't just get them because you're not doing justice to them. So I totally can understand what you're saying here. It's not just it needs a lot of work. And yeah,
No.
mindset plays a very, very important role here. So now the next question that I wanted to ask you is, what's the best piece of advice you've ever received and how has it influenced your career?
Okay. um uh, so in order to answer this question, Mini, I want to first ask a permission. uh, does advice to myself count? Because that is the
Yeah,
best piece of advice.
definitely. Definitely. Definitely.
I'll tell you what, Mini. Right from childhood, no, I have suffered and struggled a lot. I've struggled and suffered a lot. I've seen various aspects of life. at every point of stay, in personal as well as professional life, I've struggled like anything. There was a stage in my life where it was almost like nothing was left in life. Absolutely nothing was left in life. It was like, okay, now this is the end of the story. Geeta, it's now tata bye bye. So, yeah. And when I say tata bye bye, it was literally tata bye bye. It was like I was almost on the verge of giving up on life. And I was tired of fighting with life. You know, how long? I mean, I'm sure almost everyone must have experienced this, that you reach a stage in life wherein you feel that uh, how much more, how long, why me, you know.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
these questions, I was pushed to the edge of the wall. I was pushed very hard into the dark pit, that it was almost like I'm not going to be able to pick myself up and get up and go. I always looked for hands around to pick me up, to help me, to to support me, to understand me, to give me that piece of advice, or to give me that support that I needed to get up at that time. But you know what, Mini, this is the reason why I asked you that permission, that
Yeah.
can I tell you that how I managed to come out of it. It was through my own efforts, and the bestest advice which I still till date follow is the advice that I had given myself. The Geeta, if you keep allowing others to carve your life for you, to decide your destiny, then it is not your life. It is someone else's life that you're living, and that is what I've been doing. You know, I've been living someone else's expectations and someone else's life all my life. So the best advice I stood up and gave myself was, Geeta, go, and I think it's still there in my WhatsApp status as well, that write your own story, don't let others write it for you. So this is the best piece of advice that I gave myself, that don't allow anyone else to write your story. Write your own story. Don't let others write for you. And Mini, uh, it hit me where I wanted to be hit, you know. It gave me that support which I so badly needed. And I must tell you that today, sitting here and talking to you, I can proudly say that in spite of all the challenges that still go around in my life, I am a very happy, contented person, and destiny keeps smiling at me in the good ways, and in the struggling ways. But now struggles don't scare me. I stand up for myself. I am a very bold person. I love myself, I love my life, I love people. And I see to it that everyone lives their life, because we live only once. You know, it's so
Once.
scary
Yeah.
to think. It's so scary to think that
Yeah.
we live only once, you
Absolutely.
know. We have only got one chance to see what we want to see, live what we want to live. And if we don't do that, then what's the whole purpose, you know? So I am
Absolutely.
living every minute of it. So that is the one piece of advice I gave myself, and which has worked beautifully for me.
So like I was telling you, I am into mindset coaching, and it resonates so much. So that is what I also want to tell people. I mean, we don't have to wait for anybody to tell us what we can do. The moment we realize our potential, and we have immense potential, you just have to realize it, and you can achieve anything you want. Doesn't matter where you are, what you're
Absolutely.
doing, which part of the country you are in. So, yeah, so there's one question that I wanted to ask you. So, you are also a mother. Okay. So, as a mother and doing all so many things, what is one advice that you would want to give women out there who want to, to work on their dreams? But like you said, so just going back, when you said about Drishya, you faced a lot of challenges there, and like you said, it is not for faint-hearted. I'm sure if it was somebody else, might have given up on that dream, no matter how much passionate you are. So, what is one advice that you would want to give women out there, especially uh,
Mothers.
mothers? Because I think after becoming a mother, you take a step back because you always think of your child, and you think, okay, let me, So, what is that one piece of advice that you want to give?
Uh, this is kind of easy to answer. Why? Because I have never brought up my son to be a mama's boy, number one. I want him to fall, get hurt, himself get up, because I have gotten up each time by myself. So typically what trap mothers out there, all the mothers who are hearing, who will hear, one big mistake we make is that I have got hurt, I don't want my child to get hurt. Okay, that's a wrong thing to say. If I have got hurt, it has made me strong. I want my child, I will tell my child, okay, that there is this pitfall over there, but I'm not going to protect him. Why? Because he falls, he has his own set of lessons to learn in life, and he has his own journey that he needs to follow. His journey, my journey is different. Okay, I am there as his guardian, as his mentor, and I'm there, I give him that security blanket. Beta, something happens, I am there to be there to help you. Or maybe I may not be able to help financially because I am not a rich person, but yes, as a mother, I'm solidly there for you. So this is one mistake that mothers do, that overprotecting their children and sacrificing themselves. Don't do that. This is number one. Second thing is that feeling guilty for being successful. Okay, suppose a woman achieves success, even how small a success is, they feel guilty because world makes her feel guilty, oh my god, she became successful. What her mother must be thinking, what her son must be thinking, what her daughter must be thinking, what her husband must be thinking, how they must have sacrificed so much, that see, they are not seeing the woman for her journey. And
Yeah.
so biggest advice I want to give, second biggest advice I want to give the mothers is that your children are watching you. Your children are watching you every single second. So what you do, how you conduct your life, what do you sacrifice, what you do not sacrifice, what kind of strength of character you display, is what they are going to learn. My son today is extremely proud of his mother. I get, even today was Vishu. So
Yeah.
the way he does not sit back after the sadhya is over, after the meal is over, that okay, I'm full now, I feel sleepy. In fact, he saw to it that I'm sitting, and he goes and picks up the vessels, goes and keeps it in the kitchen, and clears up everything. We had guests at home, so he does all the clearing up. And also, whenever I'm traveling for any purpose, he always tells me, Mama, send me message, take care of yourself. You have this tendency of falling. See, this children, where do the children learn this from? The children learn this from you. You are their first teacher. So if you
Absolutely.
display that strength of character, it will automatically. So don't do things just to please your children. Don't do things thinking that you are guilty, you are neglecting your children. Your children are watching you. They will respect women in the future only when you stand up for yourself, when you show that what is the right thing as a woman to be done. So these are the two main advice that I want to give to the mothers. One is, don't be overprotective, let them fall, let them grow their own way. And second is that don't feel guilty for being successful or for seeing dreams, because in the end your children are watching you. Give them the right values.
Very, very powerful advice, I would say, Geeta. Thank you so much. And the last question is outside of your professional life, I don't know that you dance and you sing as well, if I'm not wrong. I've seen your post on Facebook. So, what are the other hobbies that you have?
Okay. So, singing is something which has been very close to my heart. Again, there was a point of time in my life in college where I sang so badly on stage that one guy came up backstage and told me, Geeta, please don't ever sing in your life. Okay. That would have shattered me badly, that would have shattered me. But you know what, Mini? I told you I'm a person who converts challenges into success. So then I that was one day where I was criticized, and today is another day. And then I had, on that very same stage, I went and sang, and I got three times once more. And not only that, I was selected by a professional orchestra to sing in their professional group. And today also, I'm singing in Small. I post clips on social media, and I also teach singing to my children, my differently able children. And I feel music is the biggest healer, and music is the biggest power, where it has tremendous power to push you up, so I have this karaoke mic which is always around me. So when I'm happy I sing, when I'm sad I'm sing, when I'm angry I sing. So singing is a big this thing for me. Dancing, of course, I'm a trained Bharatnatyam dancer. I love dancing. I've put on weight now, so which is the reason why it is a bit difficult for me to move around, but yeah, I'm working on that. And then yeah, I like to read a lot. I read non-fiction. Fiction used to interest me long back when I was in college and all those things, but now I think growing old has its impact. I'm a more non-fiction reading person. I intend to write a few books in the near future, so I'm working on that also. And yeah, so and the biggest hobby that I have is doing nothing. I just like to sit by myself, think nothing, just close my eyes and just be in my. I am very fiercely protective about my space. I don't let anyone encroach that. So when I have my me time, it's just me and me, that's it. And I am a hardcore Shiv Bhakt, so I have Shiva for company, and then I'm there. And yeah, so music, dance, reading. Yeah, I used to write a lot of poetries and stories and articles earlier. I've written for Femina, I've written for Women's Era in those days. Yeah, I used to also write poetries in Times of India, Indian Express, when I was in Ahmedabad. But somehow time challenge, this challenge, mm, it just went off. But yeah, I intend to bring that back now. So yeah, I do
All the
everything.
best. It's so inspiring. I'm so happy, Geeta, that you are my first guest, because I think the the way you live your life and the positivity that you bring is amazing. So,
Thank
is there
you.
any closing statement? So, as we close this interview, is there any closing statement that you would want to give the viewers, or anything that you would want to tell them, or if they would want to get in touch with you to associate with you for your NGOs? So how do they do that?
So the last piece of advice that I would like to advise, are kaun hoti hu? I'm no one to give advice, but yeah, I would like to tell the people that don't give up on yourself. If the whole world tells you that you can't do something, or you are not good, or they try to make you feel inferior, uh, don't let, because you know yourself the best. So be your best friend, love yourself crazily, madly. Instead of loving another human being, love yourself crazily, madly, fall in love totally with yourself. And yes, believe in you, have dreams. Don't live an empty life. Have dreams, then have the guts to take risk in life and go for it. Just don't be afraid to take the leap of faith. Just go for it, and things will automatically fall into place. And even if it doesn't fall into place, it was a lesson. So go for it.
Listen,
So this is the advice that I want to give. And yeah, how to get in touch with me? My number is there everywhere in the platform, across social media, because I'm a completely people's person. So, but still, it is 9619138746. You can contact me on WhatsApp. And then, of course, there is email ID. Email ID is director.drzya@gmail.com. You can get in touch with me on email or on my WhatsApp. And yeah, please remember this interview. Those who mess with me, I know how to take care of them. So
that is a good reminder.
because I have had people, whenever they get my number, there are some crazy nuts out there who say that, did you have your dinner? So I said, are you feeding me? so so it is like that. So but then yeah, I'm always there if you need, if anyone needs support, guidance, mentor, or just a shoulder to cry on or to talk about your life. I'm always there. Minnie can always put my number in the comment section, so
Yeah,
that
I'll put it. Yes.
people can reach out to me if they are interested. But live your life. You have only one chance. Live. That's it.
Thank you, Geeta. Thank you so much. It was amazing talking to you. And what else do I say?
Thank you
After
so much,
talking to you,
Minnie.
I'm more inspired.
Thank you.
The
Thank you. I'm
way
so
you
glad
live
to
your
hear
life,
this.
I'm really inspired. Thank you so
Thank you,
much.
Mini, and all the best in the lovely work that
Thank
you
you.
are doing. See, you are also into a change making exercise where you are empowering women over 30 years. You know, that is the stage when women actually need someone to tell them that they can, and they have to believe in themselves. They can. So you're doing a lovely work, and I wish you
Thank you.
all the best in this
Thank you
journey.
so
And
much.
that's it.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you
Thank you
so much.
everyone for watching. And I'll mention Geeta's number and her email ID in the comments. Thank you. Bye bye.